Do you know that you can grow wealth from the additional funds that you receive in Canada? I felt like most of them are unaware about the additional funds that we could receive while you're employed in Canada.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and it's me Alicia. So let's dive more head into this video because I know investing is what it matters most. Even if you might be earning less or even if you might be earning more, what at the end matters is investing. Investing should always be your priority. So this video is actually focusing on the beginners who are just planning to start investing. And I would recommend this video if you're working as a full-time employee. You need to understand what your entitlements are, especially about the extra money that you could get while you're working in Canada and how you could reinvest those extra money. What is this extra money that I had been talking about? Extra money is nothing but the money that you are entitled to. For example, if you are in Canada, you get GST, HST funds, and also you get some kind of a Canada child benefits, basically some kind of a money that the Canada government offers you, right? Apart from the government offered benefits, for example, if you are working as a full-time employee in any of the companies in Canada, most of the companies do offer employee matched benefits. Mostly there are some kind of a share plans wherein you will be able to invest certain amount from your paycheck wherein you could buy stocks of that company and the employer matches it with you. When the employer matches it with you, I have seen that most company offers like around 60 to 90% of what you are depositing. So for example, if you're buying shares for $400, basically your $400 would be deducted from your salary. The employer would also be giving you 90% to 60% of the money that you have invested. Basically, that's kind of a free money that you get after you invest, right? It's not only about buying the shares of that particular company. I have seen some companies also have kind of a retirement plan. So for example, if you invest 200 from your paycheck to any kind of a pension plan, the company also matches that. So in total that you are investing money and you are getting some extra money on top of it, right? This is one of the other full-time employee benefits that you get in Canada. And the other one is of course the tax refunds. You might be having the tax deductions as a full-time employee and at the end of the year getting the tax refunds, right? Why don't reinvest it? So my video is gonna cover these areas, how I plan and how I invested accordingly. Now let me talk to you about the different buckets or the different accounts of how I invest here in Canada. The very first one and the most important one, the TFSA or the tax-free savings account. Everything you invest in TFSA is tax-free. I think the contribution room for TFSA as of now is $7,000 per year. However, do cross-check in your CRA what are the limits that you have for TFSA. I just want to iterate it again. TFSA is the most important savings account that you should open at the very beginning, because guys, whatever the amount you have, whatever the amount you grow in your TFSA is all tax free when you withdraw it. For example, you deposit a $3,000 in your TFSA and suppose it grows like around exponentially to $6,000. When you're gonna withdraw that $6,000 from your TFSA, it's all tax free. It comes to me, I normally use my TFSA account in conjunction with my full-time employment. So I as already informed that the extra funds that I get through the share works, I normally ask the employer to deposit my match amount into the TFSA account. And apart from it, I use my TFSA for long-term investment for like ETFs and for the dividend stocks too. Okay, that's all about TFSA. Now let's move on to the next savings account that is called as a RRSP or the Registered Retirement Savings Plan. So the contribution into the RRSP, so you could contribute into your RRSP if you want to have some deductions in your taxable income. Basically to lower your taxable income and to get most of the tax refunds. The contribution to RRSP is basically 18% of your annual income from the previous tax year. So you need to check on your contribution limit with RRSP, and I would suggest RRSP only if you're planning to retire in Canada. Otherwise, if you have a huge taxable income and if you wanted to reduce their taxable income is where this RRSP comes into picture. So in my perspective, what I do is like I don't invest into RRSP, the funds that I have, but basically as a full-time employee, we do have bonuses, right? So for example, if you have a bonus that's owed as like around $20,000 per year. So at the end of the year, by December, you get your bonus, right? So what I do is like I allocate the 100% of bonus into my RRSP account. I did not know about it once I landed in Canada. So what I did is like I asked the employer to deposit the bonus into my checking account. That was a mess. I lost around like $6,000 just because of that particular transaction. However, from the next year onwards, I informed the employer to invest my bonus directly into my RRSP account. So it gave me two benefits. One is like not even a single penny was deducted as a tax. The entire bonus I got into my RRSP account without even deducting a single amount into taxes. And apart from it, I claim that amount in the RRSP as a tax deductible to reduce my taxable income. At retirement time, when you withdraw this money, of course your taxable income would be too low, and the amount of tax that you owe on this withdrawal will also be reduced, guys. So this is another way of how I allocate my bonus amount that I have received. So the next savings account I want to talk to you about is only if you have a kid, you are entitled to open a registered education savings plan, or the RESP. The government matches about 20% of what you contribute, up to $500 per child per year. Basically, I invest the GST, HST credits that I get and also the child benefits that I get from Canada into this RESP account. If you max out your TFSA, RRSP, RESP, don't stop here. Talk to your bank or your financial institution and you could open a non-registered investment account. It doesn't have tax advantages, but it still helps your money to grow. So now you have invested your money into different buckets like RESP, RRSP, FHSA and TFSA. So what's next? You cannot make your money sit idle, right? What I do to reinvest that money, or basically to grow the money, is to invest these funds into ETFs. ETFs are basically exchange traded funds. I am a person who doesn't want to have any risk at all. So instead of buying a single stock, I buy a ETF wherein this ETF has multiple baskets and it reduces your risk. So instead of putting all my money into one stock, I buy one ETF so that I could distribute this investment into multiple buckets, thereby I reduce the risk of it. Before you invest money into individual stocks, just wanted to make sure that you learn the basics of stock market. Do some basic research and study some basics before always investing into stocks. For what I do is like I don't invest into lot number of individual stocks. Rather, I do research, at least a 3-year research on some individual large market stocks like Enbridge, TD, RBC. These are some of the stocks that I buy. However, I do a daily research on the stocks. I keep myself updated about the company and also I add the stock into my watch list and I keep analyzing the progress. Also, if you are investing into stock, just make sure that you're updated with the latest news, what's happening around the globe, because your market will definitely fluctuate. And if you are a person who panics about losing money, I would say no for it. But if you're a person who looks into long-term investment and if you don't care about the money as of now, definitely invest into stocks because they could offer you also dividends and reinvest that dividends too. Dividends are also basically free money that you get, right? Reinvest that dividends to buy some more stocks on it. That's how you need to compound and increase your wealth, guys. So these are some of the methods that I use to reinvest the extra money that I get, either from the employer or from the government. And guys, there's one more thing. Everyone says not to time the market. And I am also the person who doesn't time the market. I always keep my eyes open. And if there is any kind of dip in the share market, like what happened during COVID and like what happened during the tariff, I heavily invest during the dips, guys. So guys, there are some other people who might feel lost and who might not be able to make a proper decision on investment. For them, what I would say is the last resort is go to your financial institution. Talk to your financial advisor. They are usually free. They don't cost you any for having a meeting with them. Talk to them about your financial goals and definitely they're gonna help you out to invest your money. However, there would be management fees associated with it. I use a financial advisor and a portfolio manager to guide me, especially when I'm busy with this and I feel I won't be able to invest much time. That's when I go to my financial advisors. And also, apart from it, I keep my Questrade account for my DIY personal trades. When you buy stocks in Questrade, as of now, you don't give any kind of a management fee to buy stocks, and it doesn't cost you any penny. For me, whenever I do have ample time, I do invest through Questrade. That's it, guys, for today's video. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my content, and share the video. Thank you guys for watching. Until my next video, signing off, Alicia. Bye.